prior administration dismantled the orderly and safe way that these children could make their claims. It tore down the Central American Minors Program that allowed these children to make their claims under United States law without having to take the perilous journey. We are rebuilding that process. We are encouraging families not to send their children along the dangerous journey because so many do not make it safely. We are encouraging them not to do so. Yet, if they arrive at the border, we have a responsibility to allow them to make their claims under United States law and to address, these are vulnerable children, to address their needs, and we can do so in a safe and orderly manner. It takes time because the entire system was dismantled. We are working on it, and we will succeed because that is what we do.
Do you not see a connection between the surge at the border and the policy changes that Joe Biden has made in his first 2 months?
Chris, I do not. What I am seeing is the result, and what we are seeing is the result of President Trump's dismantlement of the safe and orderly immigration processes that were built over many, many years by presidents of both parties. That's what we are seeing, and that's why it's taking time for us to execute our plans to administer the humanitarian claims of vulnerable children. That's what this is about. This is about vulnerable children. And let me say one thing as well, if I may, Chris. Safe third country agreements is misnamed. There's nothing safe about it. To return people to the very countries from which they are fleeing persecution. That's just false. And we have replaced the Remain in Mexico policy with a safe and orderly triage system, working with our partners in Mexico and humanitarian organizations in the international space. And we are not expelling vulnerable children. At the same time, we are encouraging them not to take the dangerous journey because we are rebuilding orderly processes for them as well, as our country has always had until the prior administration.
Why did you refuse to allow reporters to see the conditions under which these minors are being held?
Two things, Chris, if I may. Number one, let's not forget that we're in the midst of a pandemic, and we are focused on our operations, executing our operations in a crowded Border Patrol facility where hundreds of vulnerable migrant children are located, number one. And number two, we're working on providing footage so that the American public can see the Border Patrol stations. And I would encourage you and other reporters to see the facilities under the control of the Health and Human Services Department, where those children are sheltered and where they belong and where we are moving them as quickly as possible.
Secretary Mayorkas, respectfully, sir, I think that there is a safe condition under which a pool reporter and a pool camera crew could go into some of these facilities. This has been going on for 2 months now, and record the conditions under which these minors are being held. It seems to me to say it's impossible to do because of COVID sounds like an excuse.
Chris, we're working on providing access so that individuals will be able to see what the conditions in a Border Patrol station are like. But first things first, we are in the midst of a pandemic, and we're focused on operations and executing on our plans. That's our highest priority. But we are providing for that access, and certainly reporters can see the Department of Health and Human Services facilities in which children are sheltered for a longer period of time.